What's going on, guys? It's Chris Luck and it's pitch black out here. I decided to make a quick video and I want to talk about how the Canon R5 and the R6 too probably has the same, I know it has the same settings, is the best Canon camera for astrophotography. I say that in not terms of image quality because it's hard to tell. Some people say smaller megapixels is better. However, there's one reason, and that's star trails and time lapses. It's just a press of a button. It's built in to the camera, and the 6D Mark II had it as well. However, the 6D Mark II, I had it for a while, but I didn't think it was that great when it came to astrophotography. The dynamic range wasn't there. I'm about to fall. That's pretty sad. I was walking the wrong way. But like I said, it's pitch black out. I do have a light on my camera. But let me show you my setup here and what I did to get this photo. Here's my truck. We're just pulled to the side of the road and I cleared out a spot. There was some debris in the way, like branches and stuff. So I got on my hands and knees, I cracked them all down, got rid of them, and I took some photos, put it in the star trail, or I set my exposure and everything in the focus, put it in star trail mode, well, time-lapse mode, intervalometer mode, whatever you want to call it, and just let it rip. I sat in the truck and that's how I do my star trails. It's super easy, especially if you find the composition. It's really cold tonight. So let me show you my setup here. All right, so here's my R5. Got my Tamron 15 to 30 on there. I got it in vertical mode, got the tripod set up. You can see all these like wheat looking branches and whatnot all along here. So I got on my hands and knees, cracked them all down. So that's just the back of the camera. It's all jacked up. I'll show you on the computer. But it took me, if you want to get easy star trails in 2021, first thing, turn off your autofocus and VC, which is vibration compensation, image stabilization, whatever you want to call it on your lens. Come over here to your R5 or R6 menu, 6D Mark II. I don't know why the ESR doesn't have this, but it doesn't. Menu, interval timer, detail set. Change this to 1 second in between. Number of shots 0 for unlimited. Hit OK, and then start taking photos for as long as you want. And then bring it on the computer. I'll show you on the computer in a couple minutes, in a couple seconds here. It's very easy to do star trails and night photos. A lot of people are intimidated, but just go to manual focus, focus on the star. If you have to watch a YouTube video, I'm not going to explain it. It's really easy. Just make sure the star is at the smallest when you go to focus in on it, right? Or you can even autofocus on a street light that's like maybe like half mile away or pretty far away, not even that far, but pretty far. You don't want it to be too close. And then turn it on the manual focus, turn off your image stabilization, find your composition. I like to use the lights to light up a composition, bring out some details, and then just mess with some settings. Lowest your aperture can go, so on this lens it's f2.8, around 1600 ISO to 3200. Depends on how dark it is where you're at. If there's any moonlight. Shutter speed you can mess with quite a bit. If you're trying to do star trails, I would just recommend doing 30-second exposures. You don't want to do one long exposure, even if your camera lets you. And if you want like a Milky Way photo, do like 20 seconds. You have to look at the 500 rule. But yeah, very quick video today. Let me show you on the computer real quick how I edit a star trail photo, and I'll catch you. Alrighty, as promised, I have you now on the computer in Lightroom. I imported all of my photos from last night. This is my foreground photo. You do not have to take it. I just light painted that a little bit with a Lume Cube. If you don't have one, it's not a big deal. So I'm not going to touch that one right now. I'm going to start with the next one. This is where the star trail begins. And what I'm going to do is just edit my photo as usual. And I don't want to touch exposure or the shadows on the star trail photos. You can see the stars just fine. You'll do the main edit in Photoshop once we export this and get it into the Star Trail Maker, and then we'll bring it over to Photoshop and edit the photo. Once you do all your little edit here, you're gonna scroll to your final photo here, And here it is. Hold shift, hit sync, synchronize, then right click, export, put it in a subfolder, title it whatever you want. Make sure the format is in TIFF. Export. Once you got StarStax open, open this, find your photos, Control A, open. Come over here to this tab on the top right, change it to lighten. I'm going to use comet mode. I'm going to do long trails, and I'm going to hit start processing up here on the top left. Okay, now that it's finished processing, I can come over here, save it wherever you want, hit save, come back in the Lightroom. You want to find that foreground photo if you took one. If you didn't, it's not a big deal. You could just come in the Photoshop. So here's my foreground photo. It's just lit up a little bit, and I'm going to right click, edit in, open a smart object in Photoshop. Now that you have Photoshop open, you're going to want to come over here to select sky. It does a really good job of selecting just the sky. I'm going to create a layer mask. And what I'm going to do now is find my photo from Star Trails, the StarStax program. I'm going to drag it under a new layer or a new little project here. And what I'm going to do is just take this, Control C, come over here, Control V, and for some reason it didn't line up right. I'm just going to drag this to the top. There we go. So I don't know why it did that. Usually it doesn't do that. You shouldn't have that problem. Oh, and make sure you invert the sky. There you go. Now it's lined up. This is the foreground. This is the star trail. Do your edit. Then hit save. And here's the final result. So you could see a little bit of light painting goes a long way. And that's why I love the R5. It is a quick way to do star trails, time lapses. You don't need an intervalometer. They are a pain, especially in cold temperatures. Changing all your settings, plugging it in, letting the thing dangle. Hopefully the wind doesn't catch it and move the camera. And it comes out really, really good. I wanted to make a quick video on how I make my night photos. Something that I pride myself on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.